like cooperative games. Shadows over Camelot, Pandemic, Battlestar Galactica, Castle Panic, Defenders of the Realm, so on and so forth. I can't get enough cooperative games. I'm always out there looking for new ones to add to my collection. There is one thing about them that I don't like, however, and that is that the core mechanism in each game tends to be kind of similar. So for a while I was looking for a cooperative game that would employ something different, that would enable players to play together, but where it wasn't just the players are taking a turn and the game is taking a turn, something where the whole thing is fluid. Walkstar, designed by Tim Fowers and published by Gabob, is refreshing because it's a very different dish than the other co-ops I've tasted. There's no sitting around puzzling over what to do because there's a clock that's always running. There's very little time to catch your breath and consider your next move, so that kind of it helps eliminate one problem that a lot of people seem to have with cooperative games, and that is the alpha player syndrome, where one player just takes control of the whole game. He sits there puzzling out the game, telling the player whose turn it is, you've got to go here, here, and here because of this, that, and the other thing. In Walkstar, you've got to think, but you've got to think quick, and there's no time for one player to take control. Everybody's really got to work as a team in order to beat this game. The idea of the game is that players are trying to save a Chinese restaurant from going out of business, and to do that, they must serve as many customers as they can in as short a time as possible, with as few wasted ingredients as possible, all while keeping an eye out for unpredictable events that could deliver huge bonuses at the end of the round, or send your business into a nosedive faster than the guy at my local Chinese place chops veggies, and he's pretty darn fast. It's fast, it's frantic, and it's harder than a stale fortune cookie. Does it work? Let's find out. Setup in Walkstar can be a bit confusing the first couple of times you play, so I'll demonstrate it here for you. The game includes several different decks of cards, including the red-backed customer and event cards, the green-backed recipe cards, the blue-backed character cards, and the double-sided preparation cards. You've also got this card, which shows the round that the players are currently in, and the cost of each upgrade in that round. Other components include the 10 wooden ingredients tokens, each showing a different ingredient you will be cooking with, which you slide up and down the ingredients board to keep track of how many of each ingredient you've got. The game includes lots of dice, a total of 7 for each player. The dice will be used to prepare the ingredients, which in turn will be used to prepare the dishes that the customers want. There are also 2 player boards, one which is used simply to sort some of the card decks by type, and another which is used to hold the customer deck and the 2 timers, both of which are the main focus of the players during the round. In a 2-player game, begin setup by taking the $0 recipe cards and the $4 recipe cards and shuffling each one separately. Randomly deal one $0 recipe card to one player and one $4 card to the other. Put the remaining recipe cards back into their respective piles in the supply. Each player should look at his recipe and see what ingredients are needed to make it. Go through the preparation cards deck and find the cards that have the ingredients which match your recipe card. You can distribute these preparation cards between players however you like. Take the wooden ingredients tokens that match the ingredients on your recipe cards and place those on the 1 space on the ingredients board. Now, go through the customer deck and find the 4 customers that match each recipe card that the players were dealt, for a total of 8 customers. Take 2 of each of those customers and place them in the potential customers space on the board. Place the remaining 4 customer cards on the customer deck space on the playboard. Shuffle the event deck and draw 2 cards at random. Shuffle these cards with the customer deck. Each player takes 3 dice of the same color and draws a character card which details a very helpful special ability that can be used once per game. Place the 2 30-second timers on their spaces on the playboard, and setup is complete. A game of Walkstar lasts for 5 rounds. Each round represents a day in the restaurant. Players will spend these days trying to earn money by serving as many customers as they can, as quickly and efficiently as possible. The ultimate goal of the game is to earn enough money in the final round to turn the business into a proud and profitable enterprise. Begin gameplay each round by turning over the red timer, flipping the first customer card from the customer deck, and then rolling your dice. The customer card shows the dish that this customer has ordered, and that the players must prepare. Look at the corresponding recipe card to see what ingredients must be used in order to make this dish. Then look at your ingredient preparation cards to see which dice combinations may be used to prepare these ingredients. Placing dice in different combinations on these cards will give you different quantities of the ingredients on the card. Keep track of your ingredients by sliding the ingredients tokens up and down on the ingredients board. Ingredients. Ingredients, ingredients. When you have prepared enough ingredients to cook the customer's dish, do so by sliding each required ingredient down one space on the track. If you manage to prepare the dish before the timer ran out, keep the customer face up, turn over to blue timer, flip another customer card on top of the last one, and proceed to prepare that new customer's order. If the timer ran out before you could serve the customer, turn the card face down and then continue on to the next customer by turning over the timer and flipping another card. Face-up customers pay at the end of the round and are shuffled back into the customer deck for the next round. Face-down customers do not pay, but are still shuffled back into the deck for use in the following round. However, if you fail to serve a customer due to a lack of available ingredients, then that customer must be placed in the bad publicity stack. This card will not be reshuffled into the customer deck next round. Even worse, having too much bad publicity will cause the restaurant to shut down, resulting in an immediate loss for the players. As soon as all the customers and events in the deck have been resolved, the day is over and players have some time to catch their collective breath and relax, while counting the day's income and deciding how best to spend it. Money can be used to buy 3 types of improvements for your restaurant. Advertising, which will bring in a customer from the potential customer's deck. Upgrades, which will give one player an extra die to use for the rest of the game. And for new recipes, which will give the team a new dish to prepare. When players choose the new recipe improvement, they will need to take the necessary recipe cards, preparation cards, and the cards for the customers who want that dish. Setup for new recipes is identical to recipe setup in the beginning of the game. When everyone is rested and ready, the team returns to the kitchen for another hectic day in the life. This process continues for 5 rounds. At the end of the 5th round, if the team has earned enough money to reach their goal, the restaurant survives and everyone lives happily ever after. If players fail to reach their goal, the restaurant closes its doors and its employees go on to open a national chain of Chinese laundromats. Okay, so I really like Walkstar. Like I said in the introduction, I'm a huge fan of cooperative games, and the only thing that I don't like about most of them is that they'll have that all too similar mechanic of playing against the game and taking turns, you the game, you the game, you the game, you the game. Walkstar, it's really everybody just is thinking on their feet. There's no turns, there's no stopping. It's frantic, it's fast. It's like a cooperative, even sort of a party game, but not really, I guess. Basically, it's a little bit hard to get the hang of when you just start playing the game. I was just playing it with a friend for the first time in a while, and we had to restart the game quite a few times before we actually got the whole process down, and we were able to really make sense of what to do in the round. But once you get it down and you really get it flowing and you get in a rhythm, it's very satisfying, and especially since when you first start playing, you're like, there's no way we can do this, it's just impossible. And then you practice and you can see yourself getting better at the game, and that's something that doesn't really happen too much in games, especially not a speed game like this. So I really like it. Is it worth the $120 that it's currently going for on Board Game Geek in used condition? No, it's definitely not. It's not a great game, but it is a very good game, and it fills a niche because there are really no games out there that are anything like this game at all. So I give it 2 hearty thumbs up. It's a game that, if you're a fan of cooperative games, it definitely deserves a spot in your collection. So when Z-Men Games brings it out, hopefully later this year, definitely pick this one up.